Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Oosh Brothers podcast once again. 31 is today's episode. Just for argument's sake, a bit of a fun fact to kick us off. When you turn 31, you are officially 1 billion seconds old. Obviously, we've only been doing this for roughly an hour a time for the last 31-ish episodes. Obviously, not concurrent weeks. We get pretty lazy, and sometimes we just don't want to. So, in any case, welcome back to the Oosh Brothers podcast. It is I, your boy, BB Malloy, joined as always by Louie. Before we kick off and get into this in any type of way, Louie, bro, fucking how's it? How's things?
Yeah, it's going good, dude. It's going good. Yeah, man. Just the usual. Sorry, I'm just messaging the boys, trying to sort something out for the B-Day weekend coming. Well, not my actual B-Day weekend, because we're off to Christchurch, but the boys want to do something, so...
Yes, indeed. So this is, probably one of our first episodes hitting actual winter. My office that I create social media and other content in is outside, and I forgot to put the heater on before I came out here, so I am freezing. Like, freezing so hard that, the yawns are going to be just quite close together, I'd imagine, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So while Louis is messaging the lads, quick check-in from your boy. Started a new skit-based, comedy channel type thing for when I have ideas for skits, because that's originally what I wanted to do. Seems to get a lot of traction when I do post them. I'm very good at impressions and other bits and pieces, so I'm going to start doing a little bit more in the way of that sort of stuff, just for a laugh, like nothing too serious. The 6 Degrees of Separation stuff's still going to go ahead. The pop culture history stuff's still going to go ahead. Oh, shit. This is what I mean. Oh, my God. All right. Hopefully the heater warms up soon, because goodness gracious. But yeah, outside of that, I start my first proper residency that I've had since I was 15 or 16 this week. Heading down to CBK in downtown Masterton City, playing 2 hours on a Thursday evening, every Thursday evening for the foreseeable future. And I'm going to get myself a free feed and some coin, which really does help out, as obviously social media doesn't pay, and neither does crime. Well, not on a small scale. Crime does pay on a large scale, but not at the level that I crime at.
Freddie Gibbs said it best. Crime pays, Nigel. Crime pays.
Well, it just depends on what, like I said, the level of crime. Pablo Escobar at one stage,
dealer, so he gets it.
Yeah, he probably crimed quite well. Pablo Escobar at one time, 7th richest man in the world. El Chapo also up there on that list. Crime certainly does pay at a certain level, but
is it
you're
worth
going to
it?
catch the guy who keeps fucking yawning every 5 seconds. Jesus Christ.
Is crime worth it? The answer is, if you're just stealing ice blocks from a local dairy in Marsden, yes, because the weather does heat up. If it involves moida, probably not.
Those ice blocks.
Or if it involves perhaps swapping out some new shoes for some old shoes at a mum and pop store.
Why are you going to call me out? Why are you going to call me out in front of our constituents?
Because I think something similar might have happened at my new job, because I'm at the warehouse now. Shout out the boys in red.
All the firemen out there.
Yeah. So someone came in with a pair of shoes that they wanted to return, but they looked kind of well worn. So we had a look at this.
Oh, so wait, hold on. So this actually happened. So this is not me stealing a pair of shoes because I couldn't afford shoes.
This actually happened.
Oh, true. Okay. So for context, the reason why he was alluding to this before you get your story started, when I was on the benefit, I couldn't afford shoes. And I walked everywhere, and my shoes ran out super quick. And because I had no regard for anyone else as a teenager, I just walked into the warehouse and swapped shoes and walked out.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so someone came in with a pair of shoes they wanted to return, but they looked well worn, and they claimed that it was a gift from their cousin. So we had a look at the footage, and they just kind of walked out with, the box, I think, of shoes. So essentially what we think is that someone has returned a pair of shoes, but they've only returned the box and they haven't had a look at the shoes properly to see what the customer or the previous customer has returned. So they bought they bought a pair of shoes that had been well worn. So, and weirdly enough, they were Convert. No, they were. No, they were.
Did you just like what is the protocol in that situation? Like if someone buys a pair of shoes that is clearly a used pair of shoes and they didn't check the box, like
it's basically just like, so we have a look at the shoes, we have a look at the receipt, and then we have a look at like the camera footage to see if this story kind of holds up, which it kind of did. Unfortunately for that person, there was no other pairs of those shoes available, so they got, like, I think a jersey instead or something. So
okay, so they got something for their money at the very least.
Yeah, well, because it wasn't really on them for... it wasn't really on them. I questioned it a little bit because, like... when he returned the shoes, he said, "Oh, no, I'm returning them because there's this black mark." And I was like, oh, that's weird. Why wouldn't you also mention that the inside of the shoes is also worn and that there's mud and shit on the bottom of the shoes? I was tempted to tell him no, but we returned it anyway. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the Consumer Guarantees Act is kind of watertight. It's a bit of a bitch, and
I mean, in that instance,
you have to be able to prove.
In that instance, like I don't think the Consumer Guarantees Act applies because it wasn't returned in the same style or quality
state
that it was sold in.
Yeah, but he didn't buy it. Allegedly, he didn't buy it under the proviso that it was already going to be fucked.
I personally don't believe.
Oh, okay. Did he seem like a bit of a shady customer? Like, did he come across a bit like
a little bit of
I've clearly
a little bit shady, yeah. But I mean, like, it's not really up to me. I have also witnessed, and I've only been there a week. I've witnessed someone steal a phone. You won't believe this, but a lot of Win's customers come in to buy stuff. So we had this one guy, because you have to go get the phone from out the back, and we had the phone on the counter.
Crazy.
And his Win's card kept declining, which,
funny.
Which is actually really funny. So the phone was kind of like on the counter but behind a little bit. So the customer just kind of full on reaches over, grabs it, chucks it in his bag and leaves. And I watched the whole thing and I was like, in the moment I was like, do I step in? And I didn't really want to step in because, they kind of really tell you not to, but it's also like, But I mean, it didn't really matter because we have all his information. He was seen on camera entering and exiting the store. And Wins refunds the phone anyway. So, but that happens a lot.
So there really isn't because what's going to happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is the kind of shit that fucks me off, and it's not. I'm not going to immediately get political because that's just not a great stance to take. But when you are on the benefit, you've got no other options. Like I've been on the benefit with no other options. I've been through a 13-week stand down where no one gives you money for anything. So you get nothing from Wins, you get no food grants, you clearly don't have a job, and at the time I wasn't on exactly speaking terms with either set of parents that we have, right?
Yeah.
For context, dear listeners, I was a bit of a piece of shit for a period of my life. But I've been through that shit, and even then I still never resorted to stealing shit, you know what I mean? Like I made it work. I sold some stuff that I had. I played gigs where I could. I busked. I did whatever I could to make money. Like I didn't ever resort to stealing. But for a person who has literally no other option, and then like what are the consequences? If Wins pays the phone back, and the guy probably has to give the phone back if the cops even bother to turn up. And if it gets even worse or it gets out of hand or you keep stealing to a point where you get arrested, you don't have to pay rent. You are put into a place where they give you 3 squares a day, and all you have to do is stay in this one place and work out until your 6 months for stealing a phone is sorted out.
Yeah.
But you don't pay tax while you're in there. You know what I mean? Like you can rack up, like as far as I'm aware, There are prisoners that like never informed work and income that they had a benefit going once they got arrested. And there have been times where people have walked out to 6 months to even a year's worth of benefit just sitting in their bank account. Like case managers in the East Coast who just don't give a fuck and don't want to see their clients because majority of them are gang members and dropkicks.
Yeah.
So they just don't want to see their clients. So there's dudes that come out of jail for like a 6 month stint or a 1 year stint for like, theft or intimidating behavior on top of other charges or whatever the fuck, and they come and check their bank account and there's a full year's worth of Benny just fucking sitting there. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I had someone come in. There's been a few, and I don't know. It's not really entertaining. It is a little bit, but I've had someone come in and buy their like I think $400 worth of groceries, put it on Afterpay.
oh god.
Because it's like honestly, it's because you've got the self-service and you've got the customer service desk where I am. And that's like you can pay for cash there. We can pay with cash there, and there's not really a limit on how much you can bring. So, I had after the $400 worth of groceries, which was fine. It was just annoying to scan it all, but I also had another customer come in who purchased like $1,200 worth of stuff, all on a Wins card, and it was for like groceries and baby shit, and it looked like she just found out she was
you
pregnant.
were telling me this actually.
Yeah, and her sister brought her in, and the prospective dad looked uninterested in the whole thing, did not offer to help at all, and I was like, that kid is going to grow up to be so well adjusted. He's going to be so
man.
He's not going to he's not going to cause any trouble at all because his parents don't love him.
Yeah.
So.
I will say, because I went through this as a young dad and all that kind of stuff, but I had a pretty solid support network in my defense. So I grew up pretty quick because I needed to. And I know that there are other dads out there that have fucking completely dropped the ball and scarp it as soon as they felt any sort of responsibility. But I also know complete drop kicks that I expected to turn out to be fucking crackheads that are some of the best young dads I've ever seen, like, in terms of the way that they look after their kids. Yeah, they've been through a couple of different baby mamas and stuff. I know one of my boys, I won't mention his name on the air, has at least 2 or 3 baby mamas, but still makes time for every single one of his kids, pays all of his child support, and I see the boy in town with 1, 2, or even 3 of his kids, like taking them to the movies and shit. Dude must have zero money. Like, for the time where my wife and I were separated and I was paying child support, that shit fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah.
That's like a solid $240 out of your paycheck every single week.
Speaking of
and
kids,
if you get paid fortnightly, that is a chunky dunk out of the fucking account. Bro.
Speaking of kids, so recently, earlier today, the missus and I were sitting on the couch watching some Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and she's on Facebook, and then she spots a girl that she used to go to school with posting photos and videos of her sister in labour.
Oh no!
Yeah, man, full on. So it was like she was on the hospital bed.
Oh my god!
I've never seen so much white trash in a video. It was crazy. It was like the standard, like, you know how they all wear like the same like kind of singlets, those white singlets.
Yeah.
All wearing those. All had the messy bun up top. It was like looking at the same 3 people. It was crazy. So
but it's one of those videos you can smell as well, eh?
So
there's there's a 20-minute-old cigarette as well as Monster Energy.
She was in labour. The dad looks like an absolute crackhead. The sister was. I think she posted 2 selfies as well. So like she's hunched over the bed, and the sister's like this, taking selfies.
Oh yeah! What the fuck?
And before I reveal this next piece of information, I want you to tell me what is the strangest hashtag you've ever read, because I can assure you this one that I'm about to tell you is probably as strange.
Okay, strangest hashtag I've ever read.
Yeah.
Oh, normally they're just completely unrelated to the post. So like it'll be like it'll be like a comedy sketch that has nothing to do with anything, and then there'll be like hashtag Doritos Locos Tacos or something that they thought was trending that week.
So this one is related to the post. So obviously there was like, hashtag childbirth, hashtag. There was two actually. So like hashtag childbirth.
Hashtag placenta.
That was it. The hashtag was hashtag placenta. And
no fucking way.
And she posted a picture of her placenta on Facebook. But
no,
there was hashtag placenta and there was also hashtag raw, which is kind of gross.
No.
Yeah. So, yeah, hashtag.
Bro, the fact that I guessed it straight out the gate is
Isn't that
wild.
foul? Isn't that foul?
Hashtag placenta with a photo of her fucking placenta on Facebook.
Hashtag placenta was on every single. I think it was on most of them. But
oh, yuck!
I think what made me laugh even more than that was like she had all those hashtags, but the very last one was hashtag trigger warning. Wouldn't you have that?
Why is that the last hashtag?
Wouldn't you have that at the start? So hashtag placenta, hashtag raw, hashtag childbirth, hashtag trigger warning. I think there was more hashtags along with more photos of being in labour and selfies, and like, you can do this, girl. You've got this. It's gonna be over.
You
so
just
quick.
know,
yeah,
bro. Baby daddy's name has to be Jaden or Kyle or.
The kids.
Tell me what it is.
The kid's name was fairly like the full name. I won't say the full name because I can't remember it. But the kid's name was fairly white trash. I'm going to give you three guesses.
Okay, and it's fairly white trash.
I'd say fairly white trash. Give it like for the region of the Whited Upper. It's only one word though.
Oh shit! They're based in the Whited Upper as well.
Yeah.
Oh yuck. Okay. Bowden.
Nah.
Fucking something white trash. So it's not Kyle. It's not Jaden. Is it a form of Jaden?
Nah.
Like a Jarden or a...
How dare you? Jarden is not a white trash name. He's a beautiful man, and I miss him to this day.
It's a pretty white trash name, but
he's
I will
beautiful.
not lie to you. Okay.
Shout out Jarden.
He is a rare example. Shout out Jarden. He is a rare example.
I need to catch up.
Right. It's not Kyle. It's not Jaden. It's not Bowden. Is it? Fuck! I don't want to guess in case it's like a bro's name.
You've only
you
got
know what I
one more
mean?
guess.
All right, I've only got one more guess, and it's fairly white trash.
It's a pretty.
Is it Travis?
Nah.
Oh,
It's
what
Harley.
Is it? Oh, fuck!
That's white trash. Yeah.
No.
That poor kid.
Oh, bro.
Imagine that you grow up and like you're the kid that gets called hashtag placenta.
Bro, like, but that's the thing is that the unfortunately the lack of IQ does not fall far from the tree. That old chestnut.
Yeah.
So this kid is, and I know a kid just like this, and he played football with my son for a year, and I can't stand him. He's the closest I've ever come to drop kicking a child during a football game, and his name was Mac. And straight off the bat, Mac had the dirtiest blonde mullet I'd ever seen on a child. He had a face like a donkey that had been beaten the shit out of with a bat. He was an ugly kid, and his parents not far off the beaten track. The issue I had more than anything else with Mac is he was one of those white trash kids who played with his spit. So he would hock a loogie, and then he would visibly play with his loogie instead of just spitting it out, and it made me physically squirm. I could not fucking stand. And then the worst part out of all of this is my little white trash boy started doing that shit too.
Shout out.
And I immediately was just like, bro, do not do that shit in my house. Like, and it, because you know about mum's thing with snot, right? I'm
Yeah.
very much the same when it comes to that sort of shit. So like,
Yeah.
it's fucking disgusting. It makes
I use
it just-
handkerchiefs
Ugh.
because I'm old. And
Yeah.
they're super easy.
But if I have a
to
lug,
clean.
like if I'm
this-
sick and I've got a lug,
this
I'm
is
spitting
so-
that shit out.
This is soaked with snot because I've been sick.
Yeah, but you have multiple handkerchiefs. It's not like you've got one hanky
Yeah.
and that's it. Like
Um,
you're a gentleman.
Yeah.
You're not fucking disgusting. You know what I mean? Like I use tissues personally. I don't like carrying around a handkerchief.
Yeah.
Because I leave shit in my pockets or I leave shit up my sleeve and it just
Yeah.
makes it worse. If I have a lug, I will spit it out in a receptacle, like a toilet or a sink, and then rinse it. A bathroom sink only, never a kitchen sink. Or I will spit it outside.
Yeah.
Right? Pretty stock standard sort of shit that you would expect from a human being.
Yeah.
But this child, I just, you know, and I'm not one to advocate for violence against children, but holy shit, I would have king hit this boy.
Speaking
Had there
of-
been zero consequences and for free will in full effect, I would have absolutely
Yeah.
flattened this child. He was fucking gross.
Speaking of odd names for children, I was on Instagram
Yes.
earlier, and this mum.
Shocked, actually.
Yeah, this mum had this is an American one. This mum had posted a picture of her kid with a MAGA hat on, saying, "No one's happier than my son blank for Donald Trump's birthday. Hashtag fucking happy birthday, you big pile of Cheetos." I want you. I'm going to give you another 3 guesses to guess this kid's name.
Right.
Just think.
Okay.
Think. I honestly don't think you'll get it. Think like South white trash, disgustingly racist, blonde Americans. I honestly don't think you'll get it. It is without a doubt one of the worst but funniest things I've ever seen.
Is it a biblical name?
No. It's honestly, it is like, it's on the threshold for being a name that you shouldn't call your kid.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. So,
Did they name their child Confederate?
no, but you're actually kind of almost on the right track.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess it's some sort of like Confederate general or something.
No.
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 Is it a saying that the Confederacy would say?
No, it's not really a
Is
saying.
it Lynch?
Is it what?
Did she name her child Lynch?
No.
Oh, okay, that's good.
But again, you're in the right area. You're in the right area.
Fuck, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Okay. Clan with a K.
That is so close.
That was my 3 guesses. What was it?
Okay, his name was Klansman.
No.
K-L-A...
No, that's not okay.
Klansmyn.
Oh,
Klansman.
no way, dude. What the fuck?
I'm going to track it down.
How can you in good... Oh, my God.
Let me see if I
No
can
one
find
is happier than my son, Klansman.
Klansman.
Is it Donald Trump's birthday?
Yeah. Your activity.
Oh, that is disgusting, man.
I'll see if I can find it. I'm not sure if I'll be able to track it down.
Okay. So, out of interest, I have decided to look up some of the worst names that people have ever given to their children. Because one of them, they tried to give a girl in New Zealand the name Tallulah Does the Hula from Hawaii, here in New Zealand. But they didn't legally get it.
Shit.
So I think they ended up shortening it to Tallulah. But I found a list that is actually on a radio station website. Not really sure if I like that. But there are the top 25 names that they've managed to get through. They've managed to get through deed poll and shit. Okay.
Not it. Sorry, I'm just trying to go
We're gonna
through
get fucking copyright strike now. Okay, so number 1. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. We'll start at 25 and we'll work our way up because they get worse as they get on. So number 25 is Velveeta. Someone named their child Velveeta.
Honestly, kind of a vibe.
The cheese. It's a cheese. Someone named their child Tesla. If it didn't have Elon connotations, like if Elon Musk didn't exist, I feel like the name Tesla would actually be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone named their child Puzzle, as in jigsaw puzzle.
I get it. I mean, what, like, yeah.
They get worse. Popeye. Someone named their child Popeye.
I can agree with that. That's kind of funny.
Spinach. So number 21, Netflix. This person thought they were going to get free service for naming their child after the company. So someone carried a child for 9 months and, in good faith, named that child Netflix. Frank
here it
Zappa's
is.
child Moon Unit.
I found it.
Oh, you did?
My 5-year-old son, Klansman.
Klansman. Oh my god. That's so wrong.
Isn't that
bro.
awful?
Honestly, that is so bad.
I had to give it a quick Google because I couldn't find it. And my recent search is Dutch Seawall because I was watching a Kath and Kim clip and it was like,
Nice.
"You're homosexual." No, I'm not, Mum. So denial's okay. You're a Dutch seawall. And I had to look up what they called it, but it's because they pronounce it dyke. So yeah. Classic. And that scene of
'cause
when
in that
she's walking
same
down
clip-
the street and she's like saying like puff and Lebanese.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
Lebanese.
Yeah.
Number 18 is lasagna.
I mean,
Valid.
that could be a Lil Wayne reference because he has unironically the best bar in all of music history when he says, "Bitch, real G's
Yeah.
move in silence like lasagna." Unreal, honestly.
Yeah.
Underrated songwriter.
it
Now he's kind of awful.
Set
but,
a little bit, yeah.
But the
it
Carter
sets fire to
3.
the headphones whenever you chuck that jam on, actually.
Yeah.
Carter 3 rips. Gassy.
I mean,
Someone
I
named
have
Child
been
Gassy.
recently. We had to open the door.
In 1847, someone listed their child's name as Drug. This is 1847,
Yeah, that's
so
kinda funny.
it still had the same connotations that it does today. It's
Yeah.
a drug. Chaos. I can see that being someone like CHAOS, which leads me to believe it is not someone from South Auckland who 100% would have spelt it KAOS.
Yeah.
But I'm not stoked with
Or
it.
even S,
Number 14
like-
is Brick.
KAOSE.
Oh,
I reckon, yeah.
KO.
Brick, I've definitely heard before.
Yeah. The Middle. That show, The Middle.
Yeah,
that
also
kid's name
one
was
of the
Brick.
characters off Borderlands, the first one, his name is Brick.
Isn't Steve Carell's character in Anchorman Brick Tamlin or
Yeah.
something?
I love Lamb.
Is it Brick? Yeah. I love Lamb. Banana. Someone named the child Banana. Apple is completely okay, but Banana's a bit fucked up. Like I can kind of see the disparity there a little bit. I won't lie. Bacardi, which is actually Cardi B's real first name from memory, is Bacardi.
Yeah. Well, there was, yeah.
Oh, here we go. Now we're in the top 10. No, this is number 11. Arson,
Ugh.
not Arsene Wenger. Arson, like lighting shit on fire.
No,
Yeah.
I don't like that.
According to data from 373 girls, were named A, B, C, D, E. It's just the first 5 letters in the alphabet and has no
Really?
meaning. How would you pronounce that? 373 people were named A, B, C, D, E.
Abacada.
Abacada.
Yeah.
Abcade.
Yeah.
Abcade? Abacade.
So what's happened is someone has sneezed, and they're like, "You know what? I like that. Let's name our kid that."
That's a vibe,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah. I'm gonna name my child
Yeah.
Abacade.
Or they've had like a real like, I don't know. They've maybe stuttered or something, and they're like, "Actually, no. Hold that thought. Let me write that down on this birth
Wait.
certificate."
Can you spell that for me?
Yeah.
Number 9 is Jammy.
I mean, isn't that from Key and Peele?
Jammy?
Yeah. It was like one of the footballers' names, like Jammy. Jammy, or something like that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
It's so good. Jesus Christ. Gizmo Funyun.
Yeah.
That whole sketch is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Oh no. Number 7 is Olive Garden. So I mean,
Like the restaurant.
You like the restaurant,
Yeah.
yeah. But number 6, number 6 is Vajonica.
I love that. That's really honestly that name actually kind of like goes hard, low key.
Vajonica.
Vajonica.
So Vejonica, Vajonica.
Yeah, because you could just like it'd be short for like the nickname for that would just be like VJ or Veg.
Yeah, VJ. VJ goes hard.
Veg.
Veg.
Yo, where my Veg?
What
at?
up, Veg? Yo, head up, Veg.
Yeah, come here, little Veg.
She's got the best weed. Number 5 is Facebook. Some dude in Egypt names his daughter Facebook.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because he wanted to pay gratitude to Facebook for helping the people overthrow President Hosni Mubarak.
Okay.
So he named his child Facebook.
I mean, why not call the kid Zuckerberg? You know? And
I don't know if the Jews are actually welcome in
yeah,
Egypt
fair
anymore.
enough.
I think there was a
Mark.
whole thing about that.
Just call the daughter Mark then.
Mark.
Yeah.
Short for Facebook.
Yeah.
Number 4 is abstinence.
That's like...
Yeah. They named the child abstinence.
But that's like... That cancels it out. That doesn't make
Yeah,
any
because
sense.
that's what that...
Abstinence
They
is not
didn't
having
have the
sex.
child... No, that's right. Yeah, so they
Yeah.
wouldn't have had the child had they practiced abstinence in the first
So
place.
are they saying abstinence is a miracle birth?
It's just got a quip underneath this one. It says, "Guess the parent should have tried this before bringing the kid home with a name like that."
Yeah.
So, yeah, pretty valid. Number 3 is felony with
That
a
should be
PH.
illegal.
Literally, yeah.
Meet my little felon.
But yeah, felony. Felony with a PH.
Oh, actually, I kind of like that. I don't know why, but I think that's like a rapper's name. That's a rapper's name.
Well, there's Felonious, right?
Yeah.
Like Felonious Monk.
Yeah.
Except that's Thelonious with a TH. However, South Auckland, they could be Felonious.
Yeah. Like, it'd be like
Um,
Felony P or something. It'd be the rapper's name if they're from New Zealand.
Yeah. Oh, dude, like, and I'm not going to say how this person is adjacent to us in any way, but someone who we know, not you and I personally, someone from this side of the family, has 2 daughters, Vanilla Mae and, Vanilla Mae? Is it China Lee is the other one?
Oh,
Yeah.
gross.
There's something blue as well. I can't remember that. They're all double-barreled and they're awful.
Like Blue
Number
Sky.
2, coming in at number 2, is L'Oreal.
I get that. I can understand that.
Yeah.
I would have
man.
put felony
the last
above
one,
that.
the top one, the one that I've seen that sent a shiver up my spine, is colon.
Colon.
Colon. COLON. Colon.
Maybe they just like punctuation.
No.
Okay.
No. That is
Damn.
the waste tube from that leads to someone's anus.
Damn. That's crazy. That's like calling your kid sphincter. You know?
Oh my god.
Damn.
Okay.
Hashtag
there's a
placentas
bunch
in
of
the chat, you know?
hashtag placentas in the chat.
Yeah.
Like if
Hashtag raw,
your
hashtag
auntie was
placentas.
in the room if your auntie was in the room when you were born
Aunties.
taking white trash
There was
selfies,
2 aunties.
aunties,
And the dad that had like...
chuck it in the chat.
The dad that looked like Sid the Sloth and was wearing like that... you know those like Champion yellow hoodies? He was wearing one of those. So you can tell that kid is just going to be so well provided
Thrive.
for.
Oh, yeah. They're absolutely. A boy genius, as it were.
Yeah.
They should name him Jimmy Neutron, is what they should name him.
Well, he's named after a bike.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Okay, so quick rattle off of the BuzzFeed article here because there's some fucking amazing names.
Not the BuzzFeed article.
I love a good BuzzFeed article. My daughter went to school with a kid named Lord Meister Swift Eagle.
that
first and
fuck's
middle names.
hard. That is such a cool name.
Lord Meister Swift Eagle. The parents
Damn.
truly missed a great opportunity to call him Swifty. Apparently, everyone called him Lordy instead. That was his.
I would have to call
nickname.
him his full name every time. I think it would be a disservice.
Yeah. Mum swears she went to school with a child called Crystal Clearwater.
Yeah, honestly, and
Paidor in the 70s, I can actually hear that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they were coming up with some shit.
yeah,
Well, I mean, like Hugh Grant, the actor.
yeah.
Do you know what his middle name is?
It's probably something weird.
It's Mungo.
That's hilarious.
His name is Hugh Mungo Grant.
But he's only.
It sounds
small.
almost unbelievable. Well, have you seen his? Wait.
Well, only because like it's close to humongous.
Yeah, well, that's what I think the quip was. That's what I think his parents were going for. That was a schoolyard fucking.
No wonder he's so.
That was some schoolyard bullshit, though.
No wonder he's so bitter nowadays. He had to deal with humongo.
Hugh John Mungo Grant. Yep.
See, I don't. He could not have been a film star if he'd gone for John Mungo instead of Hugh Grant as his as his
John
movie
Mungo
name.
would have been his porn star name.
Yeah, John Mungo could have. Yeah, I don't know. He sounds like a plumber. Mungo's plungers.
Is your shitter clogged up? Call John Mungo.
Yeah, call
On
John Mungo.
0800 Mungo.
Call John Mungo to get a Mungo plunger. He'll clear it right up.
Yeah, actually, I hear it. Yeah,
Yeah.
an Australian plumber.
Yeah.
The first name Polly isn't bad itself, seems perfectly normal, but her parents must have thought they were hilarious because they gave her the middle name of Esther, and her last name was Cotton. So her full name was Polly Esther Cotton.
Wicked.
That's so mean. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
just I once met a baby named Dor, middle name Knob. Nah, that's fake. That's for the clicks. My teacher had a student in her class named Gonorrhea, pronounced John-a-ray.
Yeah, but that's like a Vine. Shithead.
Yeah,
It's
the Shatheed.
Yeah.
Someone from high school with the last name Morgan named their son Captain. No, they didn't, because that's illegal. You cannot name your child after a rank in the army or any branch of military, actually.
Yeah.
So that's a lie. That's for clicks.
Called
But they
out
tried
on
to,
the
yeah,
31
Captain Morgan.
Called out on the 31th episode of the Ish Bros podcast. Take that, BuzzFeed.
But honestly, yeah, there is no lower rung. My dad went to school with a kid named Harry. Unfortunately, his last name was Ball. Harry Ball.
That is real. That is there was a mayor of a town in America whose name was Harry Ball. Or like
Yeah.
I think his last name was actually Balls, but it was like they're gonna try and rename this street from Harry Balls or something like that. It was
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a real
I encountered
yeah.
sisters. Sorry.
No, you go. I was finished. That's fine.
Okay. No, don't worry about it. I encountered sisters named Princess Bliss and Precious Belle. They'll be in high school now, and I dread to think how much they'll likely be bullied. I also met a girl whose name was pronounced Angel, but it was spelt Ainjel, which made me shudder. To be fair, Went to high school, Marsden State High. Shout out Marsden Makos. So she was either Cambodian or Filipino. I can't remember off the top of my head, but her name was Princess Diana.
That's a disservice to my birthday. You know?
She was ugly too, dude.
Yeah, mad unfortunate.
Woof. But yeah, so Princess Diana. I can't remember her last name, but I remember just being completely in awe of the fact that they would do that to a person. The worst I ever encountered was a management level employee at a well-known still film company named Ivor Lowcock.
Nice.
When I worked in the kids area of a health club, there was a little boy named Trout. Named so because he was conceived on a trout fishing trip, his mother explained. Trout, that actually kind of goes hard. Like, sup, there's my son Trout. Like, and when you're introducing yourself to people, it's an interesting story. Like, it's not an ugly name by any stretch. Or I could be called Trout.
Yeah.
And it sounds almost like you're calling out someone for a nickname. What up, Trout? My youngest son graduated with a Lexus Mercedes.
Yeah, well, there's a kid
Two
called...
completely different car companies.
There's a kid called Kia somewhere in the UK because they were conceived. No, they were birthed in a Kia. So then Kia gave them a Kia, which kind of sucks because, so if I ever have a kid and that child is birthed in a car, I will make sure that car is a Lamborghini Gallardo. So
see, and there's ones that are like, so again, I hate bringing up South Auckland a lot, but like the Harleys, the Mercedes, the Holdens. I met a person called Calais, like after the Holden Calais. I've met Falcon. I've met a couple of Falcons. I met a couple of Fords.
yeah,
we went to school with a Mustang. Someone at Whitiko School, I believe their name was Mustang.
mad unfortunate.
Mad unfortunate. How do you what do you even get called? Like, what is your nickname in that respect? If your name is Mustang, do people just call you Stang? Stan? Do they drop the MU and the G off? Are you Stan? Are you Must? No, you shouldn't be.
It'd just be Stang.
Stang. It'd have to be Stang. But then you see these ones here, because obviously this BuzzFeed article is American, right? Because everyone's pearl-clutchingly fucking dreadful over there. My son had a friend with the middle name Danger. Yep, that goes hard. Like, don't even try that. That shit fucks. Okay, like even as a lower middle class Kiwi, I can tell you, if my name was BB Danger Malloy, I'd be all over it. And I grew up with a girl named Tequila and a boy named Robert Roberts. Yep.
I love Bob Roberts.
Bob Roberts.
That's a wicked
Robbie
name.
Robertson. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's a superhero name.
Yeah.
It's an alliterated superhero name.
Yeah.
Tequila I can fully get. I reckon there's got to be at least 5 kids in New Zealand with the name Tequila.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a chartreuse somewhere out there.
Yeah, definitely. There is definitely a chartreuse somewhere, bro.
Come here, chocolate mud shake. Oh, no.
Come here, Smirnoff Eyes.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Isn't he cute? Our little vodka cruiser.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of come here, my little Gordon's gin. Like, not even Gordon, just Gordon's gin.
This is my son, Billy.
Yeah.
Billy Mavericks.
I'm trying to remember the name of another, it's like a bourbon and Coke, but it's not it's a New Zealand brand.
Are you thinking of Cody's? William Cody's?
No, not Cody's. something else.
Court case in a can.
It's in a bottle. Fuck.
Woodstock?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, bro.
where's my little Woodstock? Not even after like the festival.
There he is. Nah. After the disgusting bourbon
Yeah.
and Coke, bro.
What about like?
I
see,
went to
that's just
school-
really funny. Like naming your kids after like alcoholic beverages. Like, see, Corona because of the whole coronavirus. That's kind of lame. Yeah, just like what like. It'd have to. It wouldn't. It couldn't be like red wine. It'd have to be a specific bottle of red wine.
Yeah. I mean, Chris named his dog Merlot.
Yeah. See that? Like that's a dog's name. That's not too bad.
It is a dog's name. It doesn't really roll off the tongue
Yeah.
as a dog's name if you put it into the context of a dog. Like,
Yeah.
here Merlot, like it's there's a lot of extra mouth movement that goes into it.
Yeah.
And where do you put the syllable if you're calling out to the dog? Like, my dog's name is Woody. So when I shout at the back door, I go, Woody,
Yeah.
Woody. Or when I'm calling out to Percy or Ash, there's Percy or Ash. You know,
Yeah.
there's somewhere to put the syllable. Where do you do that for Merlot? Merlot. Merlot. Like, where do you put it?
It'd be the second.
Where do you put
one,
it, bud?
but
Like,
because obviously you'd shorten your pet's name, but it'd be like Merle, you know.
nah, that's so fucked up. Just low.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
So when I get my sausage dog named Colin, that's easy. Because I will
Colin.
never.
Yeah,
I would
it
never
writes
shout
itself. Colin, Colin, Colin.
Yeah. Like Colin. You know, it'd be like
That is enough, Colin.
yeah. You're being very disrespectful today, Colin. You know.
Honestly, Colin,
I've had enough of your
As your
attitude today. To the corner.
I'm disappointed.
To the gaming room where you can rest. Because I'll be there soon. I love you.
Please don't look at me like that,
Yeah.
Colin. Okay, Vanilla and Strawberry Fields were sisters when we played together when we were kids. Happy parents. Makes sense.
I mean, good album.
I went to school with a Chase Merriweather.
Not only is that a bank,
okay.
but Merryweather's the name of like the mercenaries in GTA 5. They're called Merryweather. Fuck.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
You could tell how many kids I have because my mind immediately went to the small sheep in Zootopia, whose name is also Deputy Mayor.
See, I was cool.
Merriweather.
I was one of the cool kids. I was one of the cool virgins playing GTA 5 when it came out.
Yeah. I knew a kid named Dusty Rhodes. Bro, that ain't fucks. Okay, he was a heavyweight champion of the world. Do not fucking disrespect Dusty Rhodes'
Wasn't Dusty
name.
Rhodes also Gold Dust?
No, that's his boy. It's like 3 or 4 generations of Rhodes men in the American Wrestling Hall of Fame.
I get a lot of Instagram
Actually,
reels now.
let me just check on Dusty's because he died.
I get a lot of Instagram reels now for like wrestlers' entrances. So like Stone Cold, when he became the CEO of WWE, he's like, "What do you want for breakfast, sir?" "Well, it's about 9 a.m. I think I'll have a beer." "We've got a meeting coming up. Sounds good. Get me a beer." Or obviously, like Batista's entrance was iconic. And then there was that clip of the Edge, and like they were on tour in Australia, and the whole audience was singing out his theme song.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember obviously hating him because he cheated on my boy Undertaker. Well, no, he didn't cheat on him. That'd be kind of funny, but he cheated to win the match against Undertaker, and then he also shagged on stage. But now you can appreciate just how good of a villain he was. You know, I still remember watching that live when he shagged that chick on stage. That obviously they didn't shag, but they went under the covers and moved about. So
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. If we're suspending disbelief, they definitely made like Sims babies at the
Yeah.
very least.
they woohooed.
They woohooed for sure.
Yeah.
So Rhodes was a 3-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion. He was a United States Heavyweight Champion, multi-time World Television, World Tag Team, and World Six-Man Tag Team Champion. He also won many regional championships as one of 7 men inducted to the WWE, WCW, Professional Wrestling, and WON Halls of Fame. His sons Dustin and Cody both pursued wrestling careers in professional wrestling. So Dustin, I'm pretty sure, let me just check here, he was Goldust.
Yeah. That's right.
The artist formerly known as Goldust. He was also Black Rain Dustin, Dustin Rhodes, Dustin Runnels, Dusty Rhodes Jr., Goldust, Gold Dustin, Seven, and The Natural. His brother Cody, I didn't actually realize was Dusty Rhodes' son. I thought that he was his grandson. Like, that's how big the age gap is here. Because when was he born? 45. And Cody Rhodes was born in 85. Okay, so he was only 40 when Cody was born. Okay, so that's not so bad. Like, in terms of, like, 40's not too old to be a parent, I don't think. Yeah, and he was, and because Cody Rhodes came out once as Stardust, because it was Goldust and Stardust. Goldust was obviously first, but Stardust is just no disrespect to Cody Rhodes. I don't know where he's at in the storyline, whether he's a heel still or what the fuck's going on there. But Stardust is like just so fucking gay as an entrance name, as a ring name. Unfortunately, not gay in a good way, like Rey Mysterio. That name goes hard. Undertaker, that rips.
Mankind, Cactus Jack, Mick Foley.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, all three are the exact same people, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, they weren't.
I mean, Mankind did live under the stadium, and Mick Foley's, and his finisher was a sock on his hand. You know, I remember getting all the toys. You know, Randy Orton with the RKO's back when he had hair. The Boogeyman when he had like the spaghetti out of his mouth.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's right, because we were sort of in that like 05, 06 era of wrestling. Like that's kind of where I remember watching a lot of it. What was the roster? Like, so WWE SmackDown versus Raw 2007 is probably that's our home. That's where we live. That's kind of where we need to be at. So, because we had a couple of wrestling games. I know we got 08 eventually.
Yeah, it was like 07, 08, and 09 were the ones that we had.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if you remember any of this roster. Okay, Bam Bam Bigelow.
Oh shit, yeah.
Okay, cool. Batista goes without saying.
Obviously.
The Big Show goes without saying.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, I remember Bobby Lashley.
Yeah. Booker T.
Yeah.
Bret Hart.
Yeah, obviously.
Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
Candice Michelle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was more of a Trish Stratus guy myself.
Oh, I mean, honestly, any of them.
Carlito.
Oh, Carlito was...
Spat in the face of people who did not want to be cool.
There was also that like, WWE Families DVD that we had, and he was the host of that DVD, if you remember that.
Yeah. Chavo Guerrero.
Oh, yeah, that
cousin of Eddie. Yeah. A great heel.
Yeah.
Chris Benoit was still in this game despite the murder suey that happened that exact year.
Yeah.
So I think in the there were a certain point where it was cut off that if you bought WWE SmackDown versus Raw, you did not get Chris Benoit in the game.
Yeah.
But I distinctly remember our version of the game having Chris Benoit in it. Because of the crossface. Okay, so there's some legends in this game as well. So Dusty Rhodes is in here, Eddie Guerrero's in here. There's also Chris Masters, famous for the Master Lock.
Yeah.
Daivari, I don't remember. I don't know who that is.
Nah.
Daivari. Daivari. Nah. No clue. Fuck, where'd that go? Okay. Finley.
Oh yeah, obviously. He's still around.
Yeah, Gregory Helms.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Fuck, there's heaps in here, bro. I'm just going to rattle them off. Hardcore Holly,
Yep.
Hulk Hogan, JBL, Jerry Lawler, legend, obviously. Jillian Hall, Jim Neidhart, Joey Mercury, John Cena.
Yeah,
Johnny
obviously.
Nitro, terrible fucking player in the game. That shit sucked. Ken
Yeah.
Kennedy,
Yeah.
who was like one of the longest serving fucking intercontinental champions ever, I swear. Kid Cash, I don't remember Kid Cash. Kurt Angle, Lance Cade, Lita, Mankind's in here, Mark Henry's in here, Matt Hardy, Melina, Mick Foley,
Yeah.
Mickey James. Mickey James was my girl, bro. My God.
Do you
Mickey
remember?
James.
Do you remember the Miz?
Yeah, he's still kind of around.
Yeah, because him and that other guy had that show called The Dirt Sheet, where they would spill all the rumors on the wrestlers, and then someone came out and beat the shit out of them. I can't remember it, but yeah, I remember the Miz because I remember it was like, "Welcome to the Dirt Sheet," and they would just sit in the middle of the ring talking absolute fucking nonsense, and it was always glorious.
I actually can't remember. I can't remember who the other guy was.
Nah, I'm pretty sure because that was around like
Mr. Perfect.
because Cody Rhodes was in there during that time, but he was like learning his craft. They didn't know what to
Yeah.
do with him.
I don't think he was a heel at that point.
Nah, he was just
in like that sort of that 3 years or so. Paul Burchill, Psychosis, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, Ric Flair, Rob Van Dam, Rowdy Roddy Piper,
Yep.
Shane McMahon, Shawn Michaels, Shelton Benjamin, Snitsky. I don't remember Snitsky.
Snitsky sounds really familiar, actually.
He looks like a Snitsky as well. Steve Austin, Super Crazy. Don't know who that is. Taz is vaguely familiar.
Yeah, Taz sounds
The
familiar.
Boogeyman, obviously.
Yeah.
The Boogeyman was a great wrestler, man. Like not in terms of his like technique or style or whatever, just in terms of his showmanship. Like
Yeah.
everyone who grew up around that time knows who the fucking Boogeyman is.
Yeah.
The Great Khali,
Yeah.
The Rock, Tori Wilson, Trevor Murdoch, Triple H, Trish Stratus, Umaga, Undertaker, Viscera, or Big Daddy V for those who are
Yeah.
cultured.
Yeah.
Vito and William Regal.
William Regal, honestly, as much as he was a cock, so fucking funny.
Yeah. Isn't someone here 3 years ago? So isn't Boogeyman dead? No, Wiki states he is currently signed to WWE under a Legends contract and is an aerobics instructor.
Shut up, Boogeyman. Oh. Okay, so on a reel, my MacBook has 1% battery left, so
Nice.
yeah.
Big ups for charging your MacBook.
I thought
Absolute fucking sausage.
in my defense, it was at about 30% when we started. Well, when I started to call you, but because you were being a con to not picking up, you know. So this is on you. But we're actually at about an hour, which is ideal timing.
That's fair fucks, actually.
So
Okay, so that's about it. That's all I had. We went through some baby names, and
Yeah.
oh my god! Okay, with the last 1%, you have to tell us what you saw out of your fucking apartment window today.
okay, I'm gonna have to.
This is gonna wrap up the episode, and I hope it fucking lasts.
Wait.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the funniest videos I've ever been sent in my entire fucking life,
Give me a
and I
sec.
was crying with laughter watching it. I think he's plugging in.
Yeah, because I need to.
The suspense. The suspense is killing me.
Okay. All right. So I'm lying on my bed along with the missus, and we look out our window, and well, actually, it wasn't me, it was the missus. She was like, "Oh my god, is that guy taking a shit?" So we look out, and sure enough, there's like on the top floor of the building that's just next to us, there's a guy with the lights on. There's no way to close. I don't think there's any way. Like, there's no curtains or anything. So sure enough, we look over, and he's fully on his phone, trousers around the ankles, taking a shit with the light on. And he's sitting like kind of nervously, like he's got his heels up, like he's having to kind of struggle a little bit. So
Yeah, been there.
So yeah, we're kind of watching him and laughing at him as you do. I feel bad, kind of, because it's like, like I would hate to be in that situation where there's no way to kind of like shield it. So I hope that guy's doing better now, but still, like, it's also on you for turning the light on and not checking to close the curtains with like obviously apartment buildings around you. So
Yeah.
I film it and send it to you. And I also sent it to some of the boys as well.
It was so appreciated, by the way.
But-
Like, that was next level.
What made it even worse, and I'm not kidding, he didn't wipe. It could have been one of those like ghost shits where you feel it and you sit down but you don't shit, you just get up and you don't wipe because there's no shit. But he got up and just like fully pulled his trousers up, flushed, and then left. And I got it all on video.
So fucked up.
And it was really funny to watch.
Oh,
So yeah, basically,
that is so fucked up.
I watched
I
a
can
guy.
understand
I watched a
shitting,
guy
like,
go for a shit today. Essentially,
I can understand someone going for a shit without thinking to close the curtains, because
Yeah.
I can't think of a single bathroom that I've taken a shit in that actually has a curtain in it. Can't think of one.
yeah,
Right? Obviously, in an apartment building, might be a little bit different, especially if your bathroom is right next to a window. Pretty high chance you've got at least blinds or some
Or-
sort of
or
like
it's a
I think it's a
smaller- or it's a
it's
smaller
obscure
window.
curtain or something.
or it's a smaller window.
Yeah, or a
with, like,
smaller window.
and it's frosted.
Yeah, that would make more sense. Like frosted windows, whatever. But if you got curtains in your bathroom and you are in a high-rise apartment with buildings around you that are even higher, granted there is going to be some people that are going to see in your window and you
Yeah.
never know who's watching.
Yeah,
It is so fucked up to think that you could just get away with that shit, and then to not wipe is just
Yeah.
the biggest crime.
just to get up.
That is fucking yuck, dude.
I mean,
that
he
is
might have,
like
there was a split second where he got up and I wasn't looking and he was pulling his pants up, so maybe he had like a quick wipe, and there was nothing else. But
bro, unless this dude is the fucking quick draw McGraw of toilet paper wipery,
yeah,
there is a pretty high chance he didn't wipe and he has just whipped the tweeds up and gone back about his business. Shit on his asshole, shit on the inside of his booty cheeks,
yeah.
and now shit on the inside of his tracky dacks, bro. Like, that is
Honestly,
so fucked up.
and it's gonna be
Anyway,
so itchy.
ladies and gentlemen, that is where we're going to end it this evening. I honestly, I don't even know what kind of oosh to wish you at this point. Be safe out there, okay? Wash your hands, wipe your asshole, just as a favor to the boys here at the Oosh Brothers
Yeah.
podcast.
Just
Wipe your
be
asshole,
just
please.
Be hygienic,
Like,
please.
yeah. We do not want you to be the subject of one of our fucking shit talks. No pun intended. Oh, ladies and germs, I wish you a... I'm just gonna say oosh. I don't know what else to say. Oosh.
I'm just gonna wish hashtag placenta oosh.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oosh.